Hello, welcome back to Salty Sunshine where we shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
Happy new week. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Really nothing new in my life just because my life has just been Love Island. So,
Well, I feel like I actually got my life back because Love Island is over and I have my nights free again.
yeah, that's what I thought yesterday, but then I went down a rabbit hole of like podcasts and videos and this and that. So, that's what I was still on Love Island yesterday.
Oh, of course. We're still going to be keeping up with what they're doing, but it's not like a commitment. I
Yeah.
don't have my Wi-Fi's down since yesterday, and that would have been terrible if I couldn't watch like the show if I was missing
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, if it
Um,
was like the finale.
No, but so much content. Like Files already had Cordell and Serena on. Today they have Kayla on. Rob was on Call Her Daddy yesterday. So it's just going to probably keep trickling down. I'm surprised Leah's not on anything.
She is. She's on Chicks in the Office.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
But wasn't that a clip in Fiji? Not like like that was a clip when Chicks in the Office went to visit, no? Or yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, those two girls from a pod went to Fiji at the end and did like their little thing. But I don't think they've done she's done like an official the way these people are doing here.
We'll see, I guess. I don't know.
They did post like her and Miguel posted screenshots of their FaceTime. Like, I'll see you soon, bring it back, blah, blah,
I
blah.
know how cute. She's like someone taken to LA.
Yeah, so he did post a video because I'm like, oh my God, I gotta follow them because I just keep catching clips of other people. I'm like, let me just follow them so I can see what's happening. So I started following Miguel and he said that he was gonna initially go straight to LA, but he had to go take care of something. So he has to go to London first and then he'll go back to LA. And
Mm.
but for the reunion, do they have to fly all the way back to Fiji? I hope not. That's wild.
I mean, most of them are from the US, so I'm sure they'll just do something in the US. I
Yeah.
can't imagine they'll go all the way to Fiji.
Yeah, because I mean that's like 2 days of traveling alone. Like that's exhausting.
Yeah. Um, I really hope Miguel moves. I could see him moving to LA.
He said he'd consider like he'd see what's going on. Aaron already said I'm moving to the US. Like Aaron's already like he's such a
And
red flag.
he's the one that we're just like, no. Stay
No, mister.
away.
No, mister. No. Slow your roll. He's a walking red flag. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think like he's so immature
Mm-hmm.
that he needs to like get counseling on like how to mature a little bit because like I'll move right away and like that's not a big deal. It's my like it's just like as opposed to Cordell that he's like 4 years younger than Aaron and Cordell's out here like taking responsibility and being like the gentleman everyone needs in their life. I mean, I need that man cloned. Like he's so gorgeous. I love him. He's like the heart of gold. He was on Files yesterday and he's like, they're asking him like, how do you feel about like how she treated you and all this stuff? And he's like, listen, she was in pain and I'm going to let her be. And that's what she needed. And that's what I'm going to give her. Like, if she's pissed, I'm going to take it. Cause I'm like, oh my God, I can't. Like, I'm
No, his
obsessed.
his answer was perfect, and he's
Yeah.
adorable, and I love him even more, and they deserve to win. And the fact that Aaron is 27 and he still acts like he's
I think he's
20 or
28.
21. Yeah,
I
like
think,
28. I
yeah.
think Nick is the one who said that on Files. He's like, when I learned how old he was, I was in shock because I thought this was like
Yeah.
some dumb young 20-year-old. So, yeah,
Oh my
walking red
God.
flag.
Yeah. I'm like, I had a full time job in school with a kid at 22. Like, you're acting like a fool at 28. Like, you should have your, like, no, you should be mature enough.
Yeah.
Not to understand how life works, like to understand why she's so upset. Like, why are you acting like you're clueless out here? But I feel like also
Hmm.
that's that generation because they're not forced to grow up and it's taking them way too long.
I don't think it's a generation thing. I think it's a him thing. I
Yeah.
think, um, yeah, like just the way he reacts to things compared to Cordell, like he gets defensive and like doesn't care about Kayla's feelings.
Cordell's clip should be a masterclass on men when they screw up, how they need to act afterwards. Like, you got to take it because you hurt someone and you don't know how that hurt feels because it didn't happen to you. It happened to them, and you got
Hmm.
to take it and give that to them. And I loved how, I mean, Serena, I loved how they were like, well, do you think like maybe you did that because she was like a little cold with you, like before you didn't know where you stood? He's like, no, but we did have a conversation before I left, and we set boundaries, and I didn't follow them, so I'm at fault. But I do understand what they mean by like that dancing challenge. Remember when he was dancing his little heart out? His little heart. He was dancing like he was like the happiest person in the universe, and you left that man standing by himself. That was Serena's crime that we cannot forgive. But that's all she
Yeah,
did.
I did not
Yeah.
like her after that. My heart went to
No,
Cordell.
that was the one time in the show I was like this. Like, what are you do? Like, you cannot leave that happy, gorgeous man on the dance floor. He's like dancing his heart out. That was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
No, the
Yeah.
saddest. And I honestly didn't expect her to do that either.
No, but at least she didn't go kiss anyone else. Like, yeah, you know.
Right.
Tom Sandoval retracted his lawsuit, which good for him.
Hmm.
And even if he's lying and just retracted it because his conscience got to him, like good for him too. Like at least it shows he's not like a terrible, terrible, terrible person. Like at least he's like, you know what, forget it. It's not worth it.
Right, like he put the whole blame on his lawyer, but
And his
do we
stupidity.
believe that?
I mean, he might, you know how lawyers talk. Maybe he said it's like a cross this or a response to that, and he didn't realize like what it actually meant. That's believable. But do I believe that's what happened? It doesn't matter to me because either way, he did the right thing and like backtracked.
Yeah.
Because she's being sued by her other business partner her and Katie are being sued by the lady they brought in to help like with the sandwich shop. She's suing them for like she did like a patent or like she registered a trademark or something and they trusted her and she only put her name on it. And so now she's suing them for that. Like she's a snake, like the third lady.
Oh,
Yeah. And so poor Ariana has to deal with all this stuff.
oh my gosh, she just has snakes all around her.
Yeah, because Raquel from the show, her lawsuit still stands. And Tom and
Hmm.
Ariana tried to get it thrown out and they lost that fight. So it's going to trial. So she still has to deal with
Oh,
this. She could still lose.
ew.
I know.
She wants to be the most hated person. That's crazy. It's not like
No,
she posted it for the world to see.
I don't know what she did. But
Well, she related. She didn't like leak it to the public. Like she found it because you were sleeping with her boyfriend. Like,
but she might have saved it to her or sent it to herself from Tom's phone, which is the illegal act. But you know what? Like going back to Love Island, Kendall, some troll that he trusted, some backstabbing snake posted some disgusting videos of him and photos that were obviously private. And I hope he sues that person because that has to be illegal.
yeah, I really hope he sues them. He
He
knows
hasn't mentioned
exactly who
that.
it is, I'm sure.
Oh,
And who knows how he's handling it in private, but
yeah,
I'm
he's not
surprised he even
posting.
addressed it right away.
I'm glad. I'm glad he did, and I'm glad he called out like it's someone I trusted, and they like betrayed me. So you know, I feel for him. That's a disgusting. People suck in general, so I hope.
Okay, but can we talk about the fact that when I went on his Instagram, there were so many, before that video, there were so many negative comments. He was the villain, like nobody liked him. And now it kind of worked in his favor because all of the comments are positive. Not one negative comment on his photo is
I
anymore.
think. I think that's like so refreshing to see because people suck so bad. Like to see people like see this how wrong it is on its face value. Like that's good for
Yeah.
society. He's not a villain. My God, you don't have to like everyone. Like not everyone's so likable. Like everyone's not gonna like everybody. And he
Hmm.
wasn't like that kind of a villain. Like it's not, if he's not your cup of tea is one thing. That doesn't mean like he's has all these awful, you know. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean he's a horrible person. Like some people just don't
Right.
like him. Like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, people don't like the way he talked to Serena, which honestly I kind of agree. It was like a creepy side of him. Do you remember that?
What?
He was like folding his arms, like puffing up his chest like this over Serena and like talking to her. And he was slightly smirking. And it
What
was
were
a
they
very
talking about?
weird aura.
What were they talking about? I don't remember.
Saying like, if you're gonna say fuck you, Kendall, then we're gonna be upset. Like, I don't know, it was
No,
something
no, no,
like that.
no. Okay, I'm gonna have to stand up for Kendall because that's when she was popping off and she was telling the whole villa to fuck off, and I don't think that was okay. So I don't know why women think that men have to stand there and take your verbal abuse. They don't, and of course they shouldn't like get aggressive with you, but they have a right to say, you know what, like that's not okay. Don't talk to me like that. I don't agree with
Yeah.
that at all. She said fuck you Kendall, fuck you this, fuck you that, but that's what she was wiling out, and
Oh.
Serena's my favorite. Sarita's my favorite. I love her, but she lost her mind a little bit, maybe with good reason. But she did lash out to the whole villa when she heard that stuff, and she could have just said it another way. Like she was aggressive with them.
Yeah, but I guess that scene just showed like how much he takes things to heart. Like, I don't know. I feel like someone in the
She's
heat
like,
of the
"Fuck you,
moment is just
Kendall.
like,
You're this, you're that." Like she was being out of pocket. I think,
okay.
and
I
I
guess I
love
don't
her.
remember the scene before that.
That's when she went to the deck, or she heard that what Kendall was saying, and then she heard
Yeah.
what someone. She's like, "Oh, the guys are like against me, and they're talking all this whatever." So she went back and she was walking around just like pointing at everyone, "F you, F you, F you." Like that's what she was doing.
Mm,
So that's why he said that, which I don't blame him. Like, don't talk to me like that.
yeah. Fine. I mean, yeah, he's really not the villain. I don't know why everyone hates him and Nicole.
I don't think
Um,
they hate him because he wasn't on the bottom. I think it's just some
well, they
people.
just don't like Taylor and Aaron. Like, they're even worse. So,
Okay, let's go back a little bit to the finale. Best date ever, Cordell and Serena. Um,
so cute. So sentimental.
Kendall and Nicole got the worst date. Like, what was that?
Okay.
Parasailing? Like, what? No.
Yeah, there was nothing sentimental about it from like the producer side setting it up. And Nicole, you could see her face drop when everyone's describing their dates because they clearly like she probably
She got
knew like they weren't a fan favorite.
she got all dressed up. Like, you don't want to be all wet going. Like, what?
Yeah,
No. It's like going bungee jumping. Like, no.
yeah.
So, but it was funny. But Cordell's speech when they won was so beautiful. I loved it. Love, 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 love.
Hmm.
Like he's like, you be walking, you be acting all whatever, but I'm just like standing. I'm just following you. Like I don't know why. Like it was so cute.
Oh,
Um, I loved it. And then Leah, it's so funny because Leah, when she was up there, she's like, "But why did they pick us? Like, why? Like, why are we the favorite? Like, why? Like, what?" She's like so funny. Like, you could tell she just is always herself. She can't like act,
yeah,
and she's just so silly, and that's why she's so loved. But
yeah.
that was cute.
She has no idea why she actually made it, and she had no idea how much people actually love her because producers were trying to make
Yeah.
her feel like she was evil.
So with all the questions and everything that people are asking, like no one, I guess it's hard, but the pertinent questions, like my question to Leah would be like, or anyone, I'd be like, did you ever in there think about how people were looking at you? Like, were you like, oh my God, people must hate this or people like this? Or like, they're not asking the pertinent questions we want to know. Um, I heard a little bit of Kaylor on Biofiles this morning and she's just talking about about Aaron and like how she's not completely convinced like that's the guy for her because she's a little scared because of his actions. Um,
Yeah,
but I have to finish listening to that. Um, but then they're gonna have a reunion August 19th, so we'll find out soon enough. It's not a lot of time to see where are they at now, but I guess it's like
yeah.
what
It's
did you do
more
last?
about their reactions to like the real world, I
And like
guess.
if they kept in touch and they're gonna continue and stuff.
Right, and like stuff has come out that the reunion's gonna be juicy. Like you saw that the circulating Aaron posted the video on his story and Kaylor's in the background on the phone, and
Mm-hmm.
whoever's talking to Kaylor is talking crap about Leah.
Well, she's gonna address that on the Biofiles. I just didn't finish it.
Right, I know, I need to watch that. But so now people are saying that the issue isn't the fact that they're talking crap about Leah. The issue is that people were saying it's Sydney and she was getting a bunch of hate and she's one of the Casa Amor girls. And Sydney came out saying, I literally never met Kaylor. I saw her for 2 seconds when we got back from the
No,
villa and then we got kicked out.
it was definitely a family, like a friend or something.
Right, but Kaylor never addressed it. And like Sydney was getting a bunch of hate and Kaylor
Yeah,
just like let her take the heat,
right.
even though it wasn't her. So people are just saying like that girl sucks.
People just, it's so funny because people, there's so many people chiming in. It's just like you can't really care one way or the other. Like when I talked about last week about how there was like, I hate that I thought it was gross that they were all in thongs and because of the producer, it's just like I meant that it was too much like sexual energy, like the close-ups and the games they were playing and like the butt stuff everywhere. And then the toast came out. They haven't seen Love Island. They're very behind because they're girly toasty summering whatever they're doing. And the first thing that came out of Claudia's mouth is like, "Oh my gosh, we watched like one episode and it was all ass crack. Like I've never seen so much." And I'm like, "Thank you." That's what I meant. That's what I meant. It's not family friendly. And I love a love show. And I think everyone benefits from watching people fall in love and interact and communicate. And I think they're doing everyone a disservice by having all these girls in thongs and the close ups and the sexual tension. Like it's so much sex. Like it's not necessary. I mean, these girls are hot as hell. They don't need to be in string thong. Like they just don't.
Yeah, and like I was kind of like the challenges are about them like grinding on each other and
And
like
making out with everyone,
making
it's just
out.
a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But then the girl, somebody got offended that women's choices and why do you care what they wear? I'm like, I don't. It's just an opinion. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not about the girls. Like, I'm not saying the girls are gross whatsoever. I love all the girls. It's just the production of it. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But but yeah. So
So back to the Kaylor thing, I
yeah,
think she like kind of does not like her just because Kaylor thinks her and Aaron were supposed to be there, and then it was Leah and Miguel, and then she
you
comes
think?
out and like Leah's the most followed one, even though they all thought she was probably like the hated one.
You
And
think
it's
she's
just like a
jealous?
complete shock. Yeah.
She's a little envious.
Oh, definitely.
Also, she's best friends with Liv, and she was sticking up for Liv when Liv backstabbed Leah and lied on her, saying that she was the mastermind. It's like, no, she wasn't. She couldn't if she wanted to. Everyone had a vote. So,
Right. And is it a coincidence that Kaylor and Liv are so close and they're like the
yeah. And also, when Leah told her, you're acting white woman scared, like, obviously, that's a little, like, interaction, like, not nice. So,
No, I'm sorry, but the way Kaylor acted, like, get a grip. Leah literally just pointed
no,
like
it
at
was
something else,
Serena.
not at
She no, she told that to Serena because Serena was next to Kaylor and Serena was sticking up for Leah. And then Kaylor's like, "Don't point your finger."
No, I rewatched the video. It was Leah talking and pointing over Kaylor's head, like at something else. And then Kaylor went like, "Whoa." Serena was like, then Serena put her hand up and Kaylor backed up even more.
Yeah.
And then she was just like being dramatic. Like, no one's in your face. Calm down.
No,
That's
and
like, it's little things. And I'm just like, this girl actually does kind of suck.
Kaylor doesn't suck. She's just annoying.
Well, yeah, therefore she sucks.
But I also, you have to give grace to these people because, like, you and I, anybody going on a show, like, you don't know what you're going to look like. And then when you watch it back, you're like, oh, I see what they mean. Like, I should have done that. So you got to give them a
Right.
little grace. They're not, like, used to TV and stuff.
But then after the villa, there's still stuff that Kaylor's doing that's rubbing people the wrong way. And that has nothing to do with production.
Yeah. I mean, she's a little
So,
annoying. Her voice in itself, I mean, it's working
okay.
against her.
Right. But also, Serena, Cordell, Jaina, and Kenny, did you see that video where they were asked about Kaylor talking crap about Leah?
Well, Serena was like, I don't play with her. Yeah, I saw that one.
Okay. Did you see Janae and Kenny? Because Kenny's facial expressions were so funny. And that's like the first time that I'm like, oh, he could actually be like click really well with Janae.
Oh, I love
He's like
Kenny. He's
there for
like my
the
favorite.
tea, the drama. He's like expressive. I thought it
Oh, I
was
love
so
him.
funny.
Oh my God, I love him. And I remember when this first came out and Nick was watching. Nick is acting like Love Island. This is the first season of Love Island, and he's like telling everyone you should. I'm
Yeah.
like, we know. We've been watching this forever. Like, you're new here, sir. You're new. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, you guys should really. It's like, like, you're the new one. Everyone knows this already. But he said when it first came out, he's like, why does Kenny look like he works at Kinko's or like FedEx or something with his? He's always wearing the collar shirt with the khakis.
Yeah.
That was so funny. But I
Yeah.
love him. He's like he's feeling himself. He's like feeling more comfortable. He's coming out of his shell. He's
Hmm.
being funny and cute. Like, he was a little reserved at first. Again, you got to give him some great. They're not used to this, so his
Right. No, I could totally see him and Janae working out
yeah.
because he's funny.
No, I
And
love
I
it.
could
And
so
then
see them gossiping. And
yeah,
Janae, she's like pretty open about who she likes and doesn't like. Like she doesn't really hold back. And she does not like Kaylor. And she's like, well, Kaylor's gonna be a Kaylor. Like it makes sense that she's talking crap about Leah.
I mean,
And
everyone's probably really annoyed with all her crying. Like,
yeah, even on the show, they were like, well, Kaylor's the complainer.
I know. I remember when Kayla's like in the dressing room, like doing her makeup, and she's like, everyone probably thinks I'm like such a dumbass. And then Serena's like, you said it, not us. Or Jaina or Serena, Janae or Serena said, you said it, not us.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's like annoying. Like, stop making it. It's like they can't get out of their own. It's like it's not only about you. Like, get over it. All right.
Yeah,
Like, it's enough. Oh.
I know. She's exhausting.
But even Serena, she had a complete like she stepped up and like lost her mind. But you know what? After they whatever, she didn't keep making it so much about her. She didn't like stop. She didn't cry every time they posted a clip. She didn't cry. Like, she's just like, it is what it is. Like, like, deal
Yeah.
with it. She didn't make it like a big scene every time like they brought it up. And that's what Kayla was doing every single time she saw. She's like,
Hmm.
waterworks. It's like, oh my god, do we have to do this again? You
Yeah,
know?
it was way too much. Like Serena had her moment, and it's because obviously it's very emotional, but like
Yeah.
she put it back together after.
Yeah, reel it back in. It already happened. Like, you already know this happened. Like, you're gonna keep crying every time it comes up.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder
that's why
if
I keep.
I mean, she must be crying still.
It's just, it's almost like, and when she's like, "Tell me everything," it's like he's not gonna. It's like if you find out, like, oh, he rubbed her shoulder 5 minutes longer than you thought. Like, the worst part, you already know. Like, all the little details don't matter. They don't matter. Like, it's like when someone has an affair, you already know he had an affair. It really doesn't matter what happened in that affair. If you're going to take him back, like, you're going to keep going crazy over every little detail. Like, that's not what matters. The point is, like, he cheated on you. Like,
Right.
it's like you're just torturing yourself and everyone around you. Like, then let him go.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't imagine, yeah, everyone having to deal with that in person because it's a couple second clip that we're watching. She was probably crying for hours.
Oh, no. Well, we'll see. That's going to be interesting because I do feel she's struggling. Like, she likes him, but she doesn't trust him clearly. So she hasn't even
Yeah.
watched the episode. So when she does, like, who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, she hasn't even seen Casa yet, so
Yeah. And then her mom, everyone was like, Kayla's mom, how could you? First of all, her tweets I thought were out of pocket. Everyone's like, she's defending her dad. I'm like, no, that's a bad look. Like, don't get involved. Like, it's weird. But then when she was on video, everyone's like, how could you say all that and then you didn't do anything on video? It's like, that again, that would have been so horrible for Kayla. How embarrassing that her mom's fighting with this guy. Like, no, you don't do that. She doesn't know him.
right. And also half of her paragraph was about like how Kaylor doesn't put up with that stuff. She knows her daughter, and it's like you probably don't know how she deals with stuff in relationships. Like your daughter probably does this with a bunch of guys. Like,
Obviously, she doesn't know that side of her daughter. Like, she's like, she doesn't curse.
yeah.
Like, she does curse like a lot.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Um, Rob's eh, Rob's most recent ex-girlfriend's best friend came on TikTok saying that Rob is more dramatic in person, that he's not putting on an act. This is how he is, and he's very manipulative. I will say he's on Call Her Daddy, and I haven't seen it, I haven't heard it yet, but I saw a clip, and of course, they're saying they don't think Alex watched the show because she's not asking, like, she's acting like she doesn't know what's actually happening, which is annoying. You can't interview someone and not have seen the show.
see, I don't agree.
Well, anyways, I don't know. Maybe she did watch the show. I don't know. But anyways, there's a clip of Rob saying that he feels really bad and seeing all the comments about him being a gaslighter and manipulator and all this bad stuff about him. He's like, "Look, you can't tell me anything I don't tell myself. Like I need to go to therapy and like I'm working on myself. Like I hate myself." Like he's like it was kind of sad. Like he's like, "Don't think you're telling me something I don't know and like I'm trying to work on
Hmm.
stuff." And I'm like, "Oh my god, again, you're manipulating us, cuz now I feel bad for you."
Okay, right? So it's hard because he like it was kind of sad. I watched some of it and he was just like, I hate myself. And
Yeah.
I know these things about me. And if you're telling me this, I'm already telling it to myself. And you start feeling bad for the guy. But then you
Yep.
never know if he's being genuine or
That's
not.
what I'm saying. And then like when he watches back the part, like he I don't know. I feel like him and Aaron sometimes it's like him and Aaron are close for a reason. They're both like super manipulative. Like they make it about themselves. Like it's all about me, me, me. It's
Yeah.
like again.
Okay, I will say though, he wasn't just supporting Aaron when he was being stupid. He was calling Aaron out and saying, they're not calling him out, but more just saying like Kaylor has a reason to feel this way, like reminding him that he's the one in the wrong. So I
But he
will give
didn't
him
use
that.
that yeah, but he didn't use that own advice on himself when Leah was had every right to be pissed that he was being like making it about himself when she's the one on the line and he's picking between two girls.
No, but
He didn't
towards the end, he was like pretty apologetic.
No, but he, in the moment, I'm saying like he treated her so poorly and made it about like her being selfish and not caring about him. Like he needs to apologize for that. And I don't think he realizes how, oh my God, how funny. Sorry. I just thought of that because that same time when he went in the pool on the after show with something, when he was on the after sun, they told him about the pool scene. He's like, oh my God, people saw that. Like he didn't know they
Ah,
could see him under the pool. And he's like, oh, and they heard me too. Did they hear me? He didn't know. He thought like maybe they couldn't like the cameras like maybe.
he explains it on Call Her Daddy, and he was like, the reason I went under there is because earlier that day I saw that spot, and I knew that like I could, no one could see me and no one could hear me down there because they follow you
Wow,
everywhere. And he's
wow,
like, what are they gonna do? Fish me out?
that's so funny. Oh my gosh, I was dying. Did you heard the Call Her Daddy then the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't. So was it good? Is it worth listening to?
He is like really reserved and shy and barely talks.
Did you
And
see all the
then,
clips?
huh?
So Call Her Daddy has all these clips. You know, like the promo clip. Like he's being silly. Like he's jumping in the pool. He's like doing all this stuff. He doesn't look
Oh,
like
yeah.
a shy guy.
But okay, so in their interview, he kept like, or she kept asking him stuff, and he would just like say he doesn't want to answer that. And it's like,
Oh
you're on an interview.
yeah. Did he roll his eyes?
No, surprisingly.
All he does is
But
roll his eyes.
like I don't know, she would ask him like sex questions, like it's Call Her Daddy, and he was like, I don't feel comfortable like talking about that. And then
Oh,
they would
you
like
just feel
get deeper into
comfortable
like,
doing it on national TV?
right. And then they would like
Oh,
talk about their past and stuff, and then he would be like, well, I don't want to like get into that. And it's just okay, what do you want to talk about, dude?
yeah. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people were in the comments saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe she came for him so hard. Like this is so good. Like did she? Like they're like, "Oh, she's not letting him get away with stuff."
She did like push at him to actually answer the questions though, and then
Yeah.
would like answer or like ask it in a different way to try to get the answer. So she did kind of
Okay.
push.
Good.
Let's see. They talked about Andrea, and he
I saw
said,
that clip. Stop it. See, that's his problem. He's trying to make now he's like, oh well, Andrea's like a little embarrassing. Like, oh my god. It's like, oh my god. I That's your problem, Rob. Take that to your counselor because you're trying to make it look like everyone else is like so cringe. You're like the one you were ready to leave the island for her. And now
right.
you're gonna be like, oh, because she's posting too much, it's kind of cringe. It's like, what?
I will say she is cringe online though, so I kind of see what he's saying.
Okay, but there's nothing that like so if he liked her as much as he acted like he did, like why he that's not gonna be a reason for him to not
100% it is. I've always said some of the people on Love Island you think are so cute, and you see how they act on social media afterwards, and completely turned off.
But what did he see? Because I feel like most of her stuff was like on live, and the lives don't save. So maybe people recorded
Or
the live and he's seeing them.
right. I mean, also just like stuff that she posts. Like, I don't know. She's just like cringy. And she has a music video out. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And it's cringy. Like, she's just cringy.
I do think like her posts are like uninteresting. Like I wouldn't want to see her content.
Yeah, she deleted all the comments. Or like turned off her comments.
For him to go on Call Her Daddy and say that, like, what a slap in the face to her though. He didn't have to say that. He could have just said, like, I don't think I'm gonna pursue that. Like, now
I
we're in the real
mean,
world. So much has happened since. Like, he didn't have to say I saw her video and that was so cringe.
I like that he's honest. This is what we want to hear. We don't want the fluffy stuff.
I guess. But I just think with the way he acted towards her, I just think like what a switch. Like what a
Well, yeah, but
betrayal.
he also like hadn't seen her for weeks, so I'm sure he's over that, which I get.
And her asking about Leah and him acting like he needs. Why did? Okay, you want to talk about being honest? He's not being honest. He should say, "I'm not into Leah. I don't want to be with her." Like he's not being honest. He's egging it on because he knows that's what people want to hear. If he wanted to be with Leah, he would have tried to be with Leah. Like, come on, enough already.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because he's like, or she asked, you saw the fan edits. Is it really as lovey-dovey romantic as they're making it seem? Like this whirlwind love. And he's like, honestly, no.
Oh, he said that. Okay.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
So he's like, it's not as like crazy
Listen,
love as
he
you see.
obviously the fact that he got up from that sofa and went to Andrea and never tried to get with Leah again, and then betrayed Leah by acting like she did, like she betrayed him by voting her off, like all of that. Like he doesn't like her like that. He
Yeah.
wouldn't have done that. Like that's not. Guys are simple. They want to be with you, they'll be with you. Like that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
Miguel is so cute. He came out saying, like, in some interview, he was on podcast. He was on a podcast and he said, they're like, oh, you took it so well with the whole Rob and Leah, like everyone trying to whatever. And he's like, listen, that's old news. That's not today. I'm today. He's like, I'm today. That's yesterday. I don't care. Like, I was like, oh my God. So cute.
Yeah, ever since he's been with Leah, he's gotten a lot cuter to
That's
me.
F boys are so freaking ugly and unattractive. And the minute he switched off the F boy and like acted like he cared about her, now he's like so hot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what women want. We don't want the F boys. That's disgusting. Like Aaron was so cute when he got there. Now he looks like a tool.
Yeah, he's like gross and unattractive, and Miguel is so
It's
cute
not
now. The way
attractive.
he's like all into Leah and treats her right. I love it.
So good. It's so unattractive to be a F boy. I don't understand why they don't get that through their head. Um, but yeah, he's looking really cute. He's gonna go see her. I think they might like end up in a real relationship.
Yeah, I totally support it. They go so well together, and they're. Oh, also, was it Rob? I think it was Rob. He's the one who said that Miguel and Leah, or maybe it was someone else. Maybe it was Liv. I think it was Liv said that Miguel and Leah actually have all of these cute moments that production never showed.
Yes. Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, like they're actually really funny. They go well together, and
Yeah.
production just is against Leah.
I don't think they're against Leah. I think they wanted to push the narrative of her and Rob.
Yeah,
I
that's why people are saying they never showed the clip of the girls deciding to send home Andrea because it might clear Leah's name, and the whole narrative was that it was her fault.
But you heard Rob say on Call Her Daddy when Alex said they never showed the clip. He's like, because it's gonna vindicate her and show that she didn't. And he's like, I don't think it's gonna. From what I heard from the girls, it's not gonna vindicate.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that part.
I'm like, what do you know? You
Yeah, you
obviously
literally
that's why
know
they didn't
nothing.
show
What I
it.
heard from the girls, yeah, the two mean girls.
Oh, you mean Liv, the one that stole you, and you went right back to Leah, and she got pissed about it, and then she probably never really liked Leah after that because you didn't want to be with her, you wanted to be with Leah. That
Right.
one, that girl. Hello,
Hello.
hello. So speaking of Leah, people are so stalker crazy. I guess Leah had a video from before she went on Love Island talking about her 4 favorite products, and she's like, the EOS vanilla lotion, some Lush vanilla from one of those that Lush boutique. What's that boutique that has like the handmade stuff? I think it's from there. Lush, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
So people were going crazy going to buy all that stuff that Leah mentioned in her thing. And they're doing videos. I'm like, this is weird behavior. I'm sorry, this is weird.
I cannot with that fan base. I feel like that'd be exhausting to have. It's the same fan base of like Selena fans, people
It's
like that.
stalker,
Like they're too
obsessive.
stalker crazy, weird, like get your own personality.
Seriously.
They like want to be her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, the whole thing, shopping trip, the bags, the getting in the car, getting out of the car. I'm like, oh my God.
And they end up being like bullies. So I think
Yeah.
that's why a ton of people don't like Nicole because there's like, and this could have totally been edited, but when Miguel and Leah were chosen for the final four, they switched to their faces and she looked like kind of pissed.
Yeah, but maybe that wasn't even from that time because you know how they edit it to make it look away.
So it could have been that, or it also could have been the fact that one of her closest friends, she was closer to Kaylor. So like her closer friend is going home.
Right. Or she could have just been thinking about what she's gonna do when she leaves. Like you don't know what's going through their head. Like they're just catching you at a moment.
Yeah.
And Kane, Mr. 24/7, the one
Ew.
that was he's on live all day, every day. Like that guy is so fame hungry. He's literally on live with his mom in the kitchen all the time. Like it's like so cringe, and he has nothing to say. Like he already said it all, and he's just answering questions about like what he wears to bed. Like it's just so weird. But he did say, I don't watch them, but like I saw a few at the beginning. Now I just keep scrolling. But he's always on live. It's really cringe, and he said that Nicole always has resting bitch face. So
Right,
I don't
that
know.
could have just been her face.
I know a lot of people suffer from that, and if you're on
Yeah.
camera, it's very easy to capture. Like it's not a hard
Yeah.
thing.
I feel bad for her because like people turned on her then.
People are dumb, but
There is a clip though, and she kind of gave the same energy as Kaylor with the white woman scared. And I also don't remember this clip, but I saw it back. And
mhm.
it was after Kendall, they were in dancing, and Kendall decided that he was gonna explore. He wasn't on the dance floor anymore. And then the
Yeah,
girls went to talk, and she was crying, saying like, "Who didn't expect Kendall to be there?" And everyone was like, I mean, we're not surprised because you're exploring. Obviously, he's going to
yeah,
explore. And the girls were trying to explain that. And then she got super defensive and she like moved away from Janae and was like going into Liv and Kaylor. And like, she was like, I don't know, being exaggerative and backing away from Janae as if, I don't know.
yeah. Because Janae was trying to talk some sense into her, like, hello, like you have to consider his feelings. Like you're acting like you're gonna possibly go with Miguel. Like, what do you think he's gonna just be like all up your butthole?
Right. And then she started crying, like, how could you choose his side? So yeah, people are like, that girl just can't. She has to have her friends agree with her, and that's who Kaylor and Liv are.
Yeah, they don't have like they don't they like they're not rational with what's happening. Um, so we saw some behind the scenes. Remember last week I talked about Shannon from season 3 of Hawaii. She's like saying all the like the behind the scenes how they work out, and then the girl that won season 1 also has been on there saying all the things that happen. And I was like I could never be on Love Island even if I was 20 because when you fly over there that you have a chaperone and you get to the hotel and they put everyone in different hotels and they never mix guys and girls. Like they never, you can't run into anyone, and you have a chaperone watching your every move. They take the phones out of the hotel rooms. You can't call anyone, you can't be on your phone, you don't have good cable. And the irony of the fact that you can't get Peacock in Fiji and this airs on Peacock is hilarious. Like they don't have Peacock over there, you can't download it
Wait, they watch the shows though before they
when they
come
get.
in.
No, you can't watch Peacock in Fiji.
Oh, right.
So it's like so funny. But she said like you can't even go like hang around the hotel. You can't go to the pool. They tell you what time you can go to the pool. You have an allotted time, like 30, 45 minutes. And when you're in the hotel for whatever reason they allow you, you can't talk to other people. You cannot talk and socialize whatsoever. I'm like, that sounds so miserable. Miserable. You're in
I'm su-
lockdown.
yeah, I'm surprised so many people actually go through with it. Like,
I'm
have the
surprised too.
sanity to sit there for a month and not talk to anyone.
Or more. The people
Yeah.
that come in at the end, like what? That's crazy. And when they eat lunch in the villa, they eat separately and they can't talk. Like you could talk about like,
Hmm.
oh, I love like parasailing. You can't talk about anything you feel like in like what's going on in the villa.
Well, yeah, because they want it all on TV.
But how weird. Like it's like what if it just comes out like it's weird.
Yeah.
Also,
I think it's crazier that people actually stay there, like the bombshells, until they come in, and the people who, okay, who is it? There's a couple bombshells who came in like at the very end, and they literally were there for like a day. So you're
yeah.
in quarantine for like almost 2 months, and you're only on the episode for like a day.
Not only that, you went shopping and you spent all this money because you bring your own clothes. They don't give you
Hmm.
anything other than maybe the finale dress or something, or maybe the costumes they give you, but that's it. Like you bring all your stuff, which is wild.
Yeah, it's wild. So like people spend a couple of grand on outfits because they think they might be there for a while, and they need outfits every day, and then they get voted off the next episode.
That would explain why I caught the girls like in the same outfits more than once. Like Mia wore the same outfit more than once. Like they run out
Hmm.
of clothes, I'm sure. And
Yeah.
also, they when you bring stuff, they go through your bags and all the makeup you bring, you can't show any brand names. You can't bring any sweatshirt that says Gap or something. You can't. No brand names. And like the makeup, they put stickers over all the brand names on the makeup. Like you can't show any of that. There's the most horrifying part, apart from waiting in the hotel, is the fact that there's one bathroom for the girls and one bathroom for the men. That's a huge mansion villa. Why is there only one bathroom for each side? That's insane. Insane.
Yeah.
And you can't just go to the bathroom. You have to ask for permission. That's insane.
Yeah, they
What
run
if
a
you have
tight ship
cramps?
over there.
What if you have diarrhea and you have to keep going back and forth like a million times? How embarrassing. If you have a stomach ache or something. And then
Well, yeah, you have to share a bathroom, and I'm sure obviously people do
you have
that
to
every day.
right. That's and you get like first of all your body stops when you travel because you're nervous. Plus like you only have a small amount of time. So like they probably go weeks without going to the bathroom.
I know. How are they not more bloated?
I know they probably don't eat. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. That's so crazy. And then also like you if girls get their monthly menstruation. Like that's a nightmare to have to sleep in a bed when the first day of cramps you want to kill yourself.
Yep.
I can't imagine.
And I also just get so bloated and like lose all of my muscle during my period.
No, and
Like there's just
irritable.
nothing to help it.
And you're irritable and then you got to go out there and kiss five guys in a challenge. What? No.
Right.
I guess you got to rally. You got to like suck it up. That's nuts. Also, they can't go in the pool, right? Because they're not mic'd. They can go in the pool, but that's why you never see anyone in the pool because they can't talk.
Right. I
Awkward.
know. Isn't it hot too? Like,
It's super hot. Yeah, I just thought all that was the chaperone thing is wild. The fact that they have no phone to scroll and no like real good TV to watch while they're in there, it's just all it's a very crazy experience.
right. Like they don't have like, shouldn't Peacock give them a way to like watch shows at least
Well, they don't
instead of
get
whatever
Peacock.
cable is in Fiji?
Right. They don't get Peacock, but they should definitely install like a good Roku device so they can watch Netflix or something.
Yeah. Because what do they do? Every single day you are by yourself and you don't have your phone to talk to anyone else. Insane. You can't even scroll on TikTok, social media, nothing.
Right.
Insane.
And if you get sick, they have like a hospital area and like one girl the season one winner says she got really sick and she had to sleep in the hideaway. And the paramedic slept with her, or the nurse or something slept with her because they felt so bad because she was crying that she wanted to call her mom. And she's like, she can't. And she was sick. But I'm like, how long were you sick? Because then what does that have to do with, like, how do you film? Or how many days did you miss? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Hmm.
like she said, I don't know if they changed it because I did hear this new cast say like they would go to sleep at 3, 4 in the morning and they had to wake up at the crack of dawn. I'm like, how do you function all day when you're not sleeping?
Okay, I was confused because I know they have like a bedtime, like they all have to go to sleep at the same time. And then Rob mentioned that on Car Daddy. He's like, "You're running on no sleep," and I was like, "Well, don't they like have a bedtime?" Is that like? But I
They
guess
have a
they go to bed
bedtime,
so
but
late.
nobody's going to sleep. They're keeping everyone awake in bed.
Yeah.
And that's a nightmare.
Oh, I couldn't function. I need my 8 hours.
No, I need sleep. Like
I need
no,
sleep. I
and
would
not
be
only
so
that,
cranky.
you're not it's like you're trying to sleep but you can't because there's noise and it's like that's even worse because now you're irritable and you're pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, I just don't get it. Like, thank you for your service to the cast.
Yeah, whoever casted them deserves an award. Like, how do they get such great people?
Well, Serena said that she was sought out on TikTok, I think. And then Kayla looked up the application and applied, never thought she'd get picked. So like they pick like they're looking all over social media for people. And then
Yeah.
some people just apply. And Kayla, from what I did hear, she did say like when you get there, you don't know if you're gonna be last, a bombshell, the beginning, you don't know until it
Hmm.
starts. So she doesn't know why they picked her for the original.
Oh, well, that makes sense why people spend so much money on clothes because they don't know when they're going in. So they might need like a whole season's worth or just like 2 days.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I definitely think they should have like a no sex rule at night. I think that's gross. I don't think anyone should be subject to sleep next to someone that's doing crap like that and making noises. Like that's like I don't know. You shouldn't subject young people to that. Like what are they doing?
Yeah, I guess.
They should have a rule. Just like they have a rule that you can't talk in the pool, like have a rule that they can't do that. Like gross.
Okay, Mom. Well, I mean, this is reality TV. They don't really care about them like that.
I just think like that's gross. And maybe they should have like a little like process that they can like apply to go in the hideaway if it's like that's something so bad that they can't help. Like, oh my god, I don't
Right.
know. It's wild. All right, so that's it. Anything else?
So sad.
What's that?
That's over. I mean, we have the
Cord-
reunion, so I'm happy, but
yeah, Cordell's moving to LA. He says for Serena.
as he should.
That's so cute. He's like, yeah, I'm totally gonna move up there when she's settled because she's from Texas, I think, but she lives there
Mhm.
now, and that's cute because she lives by Leah, so they can totally hang out and be
I
BFF.
know. We can still get some content from them.
Where does Janae live?
I don't know. And where's Kenny
Because now
live?
she's gonna have to move to LA too because we need them all together.
Right. I mean, I could so see them doing that.
Yeah, so cute. Leah posted a video, no, a story with I think her sister or friend in the car, and she's like, "Ah, we're on our way to," and then it stops. Was that like on purpose?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Was that on
I don't know.
purpose? Like a
I
little
think, yeah,
teaser?
because she said guess where. So she obviously didn't put it in the
Oh,
video.
um, yeah. I wonder where her parents think, or if they watched at all.
Oh, 100% they watched. How do you not?
I mean, if they're super conservative and they're not into it, they may be like, I'm not watching that.
I
Who knows?
guess.
I know that. So I mean, I don't know for sure, but I've heard like she's kind of like a spoiled brat, because her parents have money, they pay for her life. Like I saw something that someone said that her dad threatened to stop paying for her apartment because he found weed. Like she's kind of like that spoiled entitled brat type of thing lifestyle.
Well, it
So
worked out for her.
I'm just saying, like, who knows if her parents would even want to watch that stuff? But I
Right.
assume they would have to if everyone's talking about it. I don't know. Who knows?
Right. But look at that. It worked out for her, which is
But didn't?
crazy.
But she also said she's in medical sales or something. No, didn't she say she's in sales?
I don't think so.
When they asked her what she did, I think she did say she had a job, but maybe she was lying. I don't know. She said she had a job. Oh, and you're not allowed to talk about. So they one of the rules that the girl said they have is like you could say where like what you do for work, but you don't talk about work. You don't talk about where you work, the company name. You don't get into
Mhm.
details. We're not talking about work because then that's like legality of like
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
yeah. So you can't do that. And oh, and then Miguel, remember in the like I don't know towards the end or something, he did say like he didn't tell his parent. He said he told his parents he was going on a retreat.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, "Are you going to tell them you met Leah at the retreat?" I wonder if that's true.
Well, I mean, are you even allowed to tell your parents before you go?
Yes, you tell your family, and I'm sure they have to sign some sort of NDA because someone has to take over your socials.
Yeah. I know, maybe his parents are strict. So, but wasn't he on Too Hot to Handle?
Was he,
Or
or
maybe he
was
was
his
just hanging
friends?
out with someone who was
I think he has a
somewhere.
friend that was on it. Maybe
Oh, I see.
I don't know.
Well, his mom definitely knows about it now. He probably, because the US has never blown up like this, so he probably didn't even think like
I feel
that
like
she
Hawaii
would see
was
it.
huge. I don't know why people are saying that. I feel like season 1 through 3 were pretty popular.
I mean, no, not to this scale.
Well, this is probably more, but season 1 through 3 were banging. They weren't like duds. Like people watched.
Yeah, but this is like a different level. This is like one of the best seasons of Love Island
I think it's
total.
partly because they put Ariana on there.
Okay, yeah, I love her as a host,
Yeah,
and I've always wondered like why don't they use the host more? Because they like barely
yeah.
come on, but she was actually on, so I like that.
But they didn't even use her that much. Like there was times like they voted people like it was all text message. She wasn't
Yeah,
there, which was
yeah,
interesting.
but I did like the times that she was there, and she's gonna host the reunion. So
Yeah, no, and she's pretty like brutally like when they were talking after the show she's like what about like Rob and Leah, she's like I don't like that narrative, like oh my god. He's just like I'm not for that.
I know that's why I like her. Like the same thing when Aaron didn't want to explain himself, and she was like, "We have all the time in the world." Like she is good for reality TV.
She's giving Serena energy, like say
Yeah,
what you gotta say, mean what you
call it
say.
out
You-
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
I
Yeah,
like
she did
her.
good. They'll probably keep her like going forward, right?
Yeah, she did really well.
She did really well, and then she even brought Katie to Fiji for the after sun from
I don't know
Vanderpump
what that
Rules.
is.
Her shop partner and Vanderpump
Oh,
cast. She brought her all the way to Fiji. She was on the after show, so that was fun. And
mm,
no, it's fun. And then all the little videos she does on Love Island, like social media, like it's cute.
yeah,
I like
she's
it.
great.
So, all right, we're gonna see what happens. I think Karina and Sodal, I mean Cordell, Karina and Sodal, Serena Cordell are gonna get married. I think Miguel and Leah will probably have some sort of long term, and Janae and Kenny, I think they'll probably have some sort of courtship.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron and Kaylor,
Hopefully not.
Dysfunction Junction. Oh, one more thing. The only thing I want to say about Karen and Aaron, I keep mixing their names. Aaron and Kaylor and Serena and Cordell. I think the big difference though, because when they're like, oh, the way Cordell handled it and the way Aaron handled it, the huge difference. Aaron didn't bring back the girl. Cordell brought back a girl. I think if Cordell wouldn't have brought back that girl, it would have been a whole nother situation. That was a huge slap in her face that he brought back that chick.
Yeah,
So that you can't compare how they, you can compare how they like handled the emotional part with the girl, but Cordell's offense was way bigger as far as like bringing back the girl. Aaron knew better than to bring back a girl.
right.
If Aaron would have brought back that girl, can you imagine what that, like that's it. Like there's no coming back.
I do think since Serena was so wishy-washy with him though, that like he thought Serena was going to be standing with someone else. And he
Right.
completely regretted it
No, I'm
once.
just saying in general though, like you
Yeah.
can't compare. Like if Aaron would have brought back
So,
a girl,
right, but like Cordell's offense was so much bigger and he still handled it so much better than
oh no,
Aaron.
he handled it so much better. But I do think the the bringing back a girl is a huge detail. Like huge detail.
Yeah. They actually did mention it on Call Her Daddy for Aaron's thing. Aaron told Rob
Mhm.
to bring back Daniela?
In like joking manner, he's like, "Oh no, forget it. That's a terrible idea." Yeah.
No, 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 no. He said it, and then 10 minutes later, he was like, no, 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 actually, that's a terrible idea. He meant
Right.
it when he said it.
Of course.
Hello, that is a huge part of this too.
I'm not surprised. I would have guessed that for sure. There's no
Like,
way it popped into Rob's head when he didn't talk to her the entire time to be like, yeah. He's like probably like, okay, cool. I don't know.
no, like, I hope, I mean, no matter what Kaylor sees, I hope Nick knocks some sense into her and isn't nice about it.
Who? Nick?
Wow.
Oh, knock some sense into Kayla? There's no knocking
Yeah.
sense into her. No. She's
Uh,
that type of girl. She has to learn on her. She has to fall on her face.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's
But also,
embarrassing.
to her defense, it's like, what was she gonna do? Like, not be with him and just be a single and like vote it off because, and she still liked him because she's not gonna hang out with
Yeah.
any other guy in there. That's not an option. I think she should have given him the cold shoulder and like given him a harder time to fight for her back. Like make him think she's super serious about it, but then eventually got back with him instead of just being like, I can't be mad at you. Oh fuck. Like I think I think she should have handled it differently, but there was no option for her to either go home or forgive him because A, she's in love with him, and B, she wasn't gonna be with any other guy.
Right. That I get if you want to like stay on the show. But she would have been way more of a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Like you gotta think
She
of
should
those
have just
things.
she should have not talked to him for a solid 3 days. Like, fuck off type of
Yeah.
energy.
And also like now that she's not on the show, there's no reason for her to stay with him. So get it together.
She's definitely like into him. Like, you know, she's not
Yeah.
listen, she's from a small town. He's very handsome and he's cute. They get along.
I think
Like,
someone said that her celebrity crush was like Harry Jowsey, and honestly that explains a lot.
oh my god, Harry Jowsey in his videos with that other influencer that everyone thinks he's gay, but he's not. Like they're just playing along with it.
Yeah.
Now they're making a spectacle out of it. It's so silly.
Yeah, it's literally just for clicks.
Oh, all right.
Everyone's
Well,
saying Rob is the Harry Jowsey, like the peacock version of Harry Jowsey.
I just think Rob is one of those like introverts that get like you can't read them and it's annoying as hell. It's like stop it. It's like what Nick said about like, oh, I'm just a flirt. Like he's just like, oh, I'm just like this. Like, no, you gotta stop. Like you can't be like this and have a
Yeah.
productive relationship. Like you can't. You
Yeah,
can't just
now
be a flirt. Yeah.
he's leaning into like being an onion. So now he's like being pulled
Oh,
back
screw
and
you. No one
annoying.
likes onions. No one likes a
Yeah.
raw onion. It gives you bad breath for weeks. Like, no. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
cut it out. Like, if you wanna have a real relationship, you have to cut it out. Like, you can't. It's like, stop. You have to be like vocal. You have to be like clear with what's happening. You can't just be like rolling your eyes and like saying, I'm thinking about what an eel does for, in the ocean. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. That's all we have for this week. Oh my God, Love Island forever.
Sad.
I know. What do they do now? Just go back to work?
I mean, no,
No.
they're all influencers now.
But they're not getting. I mean, I guess
They're
Leah
gonna
could
get
get.
brand deals. Their life
You
has
think?
forever changed. They never have to work again.
That's not true. That's not a given. You think all the people that were on Love Island before are not working?
Yeah, I follow them.
I don't think brands just give them deals because they were on Love Island.
Okay, I'm talking about the people who actually have a following. Leah's never gonna work again. Cordell, Serena, Janae, like,
Well, Cordell and Serena should do a Cheez It commercial partnership.
ah, if
Like the
Cheez
Cheez.
It doesn't reach out to him, they are dumb.
No,
Who
they
cares?
already when he was on Biofiles, like Nick said that Cheez It sent them a message, like a funny message, like they
Mm.
acknowledge them. So maybe they will. Cheez
His
It.
dreams are coming true.
I know, but Cheez It's like so not good for you, right? Is it healthy?
Obviously not.
Isn't it just like baked cheese?
I mean, no, that coloring is definitely like dye.
Aw, that's a shame. All right, well, that's all we have.